She was so grateful and was like, I would have never called you.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt LaMarsh with Keller Williams First Atlanta, and this is Selling Sandy Springs.
I'm Allison Beldick, and I help deliver lending peace of mind, help people achieve their dream of home ownership. And I was born in Atlanta and grew up in Dunwoody, and then went to University of Georgia. Actually got my degree in real estate. I've always loved real estate. I am married, and my husband's actually lived in Atlanta since he was 4 years old as well. And both my boys go to school in Sandy Springs.
Fantastic. And so give us a little more rundown on you, what you do. What's a normal day with Allison look like?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, obviously you have the morning hustle, all right, trying to get a 12 and 14-year-old boys out the door for school when nothing is organized and nothing's put away. So getting them off to school, and then I always go to the gym every morning because that's really important to me. And then really start my day with work. So all day long it's really calling, clients and realtors and helping them figure out how we can get them into a home.
Perfect. And talk to us a little more about Atlantic Bay. What makes you guys different, kind of the value proposition there, because as we were talking before, there's a ton of different lenders out there, there's a ton of different products out there. So what makes you guys different?
Yeah, so there's a lot. So that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Might be too much. I'll try to keep it short.
Sure.
But there's a lot of big differences with our company. So one of the biggest things, and it really comes from the top down, is, most people in our industry look at the business as a very transactional business. But for us, it's not about the transaction, it's about the relationship, right? So it's really becoming that trusted resource to the client, so that they come to us for many different things. So, my goal really within a transaction, from start to finish, it doesn't, end on closing day. That's really where the relationship begins, right? So when you're coming to me, it's not just, to get a deal closed, right? Obviously we do that and we do that well, but it's also to really become that trusted resource. So for example, nothing makes me happier than when someone calls me after closing and asks me a question that has absolutely nothing to do with lending, right? Because then I know I did my job.
Sure.
But as part of the relationship piece, it's sort of carried on throughout. So we touch base with clients many times after closing, but I always touch base on an anniversary of buying the home. And I'll never forget last year during fourth quarter, I had a client in Marietta, and it was just her 1 year anniversary. So, a lot of people are like, why would you call? Clearly she's not going to be buying something else, but it's not about buying something else, right? So what's crazy is she happened to be going through a really nasty divorce and was absolutely devastated and was in a really bad financial situation. And if anyone followed rates, last year during fourth quarter, rates were at the high for the past couple of years. So obviously if I did any kind of cash out refinance or anything like that, her interest rate was going to be higher in the home. But what I did is sort of sat with her and I looked at her whole picture, right? And I saw that she was getting hammered. What was happening is the attorneys wouldn't speak with her until she gave them payment. And so she was opening up credit cards all across the board and maxing out the credit cards. And I didn't know this, but I thought credit card interest rates were like 18%, right? No, she was paying 29.99 to American Express. So you can imagine that no matter how much extra money she tried to throw at it, she could never really get it down. So what we did is a plan for her where we did end up doing a cash out refinance. We paid off the 4 credit cards that were all above a 20% interest rate for her. Saved her $600 a month, even though her interest rate was higher in her home.
Wow.
She was so grateful and was like, I would have never called you. I would have never called you to try to help me with something like this. I'm not buying a home.
Right.
But I was able to help her with that, and it's really rewarding knowing that I made a difference and I helped her during a really bad time.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned the top down. Talk a little bit about the philanthropic work that you guys do, not just here locally, but certainly nationally.
Yeah.
I think that's a big differentiator as well.
Absolutely. So at Atlantic Bay, really, because we do care about the people, it's not about just the transaction. organizations. So we have a whole division called AB Cares, and it's our philanthropic arm of our company. It's a massive division. I wish I had all the exact numbers, but given to over 100 different charities and organizations, and not just money, but also time. So one thing that our founders believe in is giving back to the community. So everyone who's an actual employee at Atlantic Bay, they get paid time off to actually go and do work in the community, as well as they're constantly looking. So I'm actually on a cause committee. We have something called AB Cares cause committees, where every month people within the company can send in different organizations that are important to them and help get money donated to those causes. And this past Saturday, something local here, we just helped support a Wish for Wendy. So Wish for Wendy is actually an organization founded by a guy named Andy Lippman. Andy has cystic fibrosis himself. He started a softball tournament, and for the past 20 years has been raising money to raise awareness for CF, and his ultimate goal is to help find a cure for CF. He's raised over $1 million. So we were able to sponsor the event on Saturday, and it was an all-day softball tournament, and it was a great thing to be part of, and also, giving back to the community and something that's so important here in Atlanta.
Very good. 3 quick tips for renters on getting into a house, getting into a mortgage, buying their first home. What's your advice?
Yeah, well, so, a lot of people are renting because they think they can't afford to buy, really, right? And there's a few things just to know. So first off, you don't need 20% to buy a home. A lot of people think that. In fact, we have programs that are 0% and even $1,000 down, right? So you don't need 20%. Real estate is traditionally a great investment. If you look over historically, depending on your county, there's been, especially in Fulton County, over a 3% appreciation over the past 60 years, right? So a lot of people don't understand that it's actually an investment. It's really hard when you have the mentality of paying rent. Can I really pay $100 more, $200 more? Because they think they're throwing, that's just going away. But we got to remember is it's an investment. When you buy a home, part of your monthly payment is actually going back in your pocket as equity of the home. It goes to pay down the principal. When you rent right now, does your landlord give you back any of the money each month to save? No, they don't. But by buying a home, a portion of your monthly payment goes to principal, and so that is like going back into your pocket. So it really is a true investment. Another big thing that people don't realize is they think they have to have a really high credit score to be able to buy. The truth is, you could actually have as low as a 580 credit score to be able to get a loan. And we at Atlantic Bay, one thing that we do is we try to help all of our clients. Even if you're 1 point away from getting a better interest rate, you have good credit, and to go to excellent, you're 1 point away, we actually structure it and help you get that 1 point to try to help you get a better interest rate. So that's really a lot of times why people are afraid and aren't real sure if they should go on and make the move. But you don't need 20%. You don't have to have perfect credit to make it happen. And it is a good way to actually invest and save some of your money.
Yeah, perfect. So Allison, give us the rundown real quick. If someone's got additional questions, wants to reach out, maybe they're thinking about refinancing right now, or buying that new home in 2020 and trading out of their old home, or wherever they are, wherever you can meet them, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. You can reach me anytime. My cell phone is 404-788-0705, 404-788-0705, or email, which is my name, Allison Beldick @atlanticbay.com. But just reach out. You can text, call, anytime you want. I'm here to help. I don't work traditional hours, so I am here for you 7 days a week.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks,
Appreciate
Matt.
it.